Hey there, folks, and welcome into another episode of Venturing in Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Currently running through the main story as a means to unlock all of the different side stories of the characters, to which we are currently on the Natsuki route. And in the last episode, as we continued to assist Natsuki in the kitchen, our kitchen, mind you, in the baking of things and making everything prepared, of course, mainly the batter and the icing, there was a little bit of a time to where the two basically playfully scuffled around, to which led to a few fun scenarios and a little bit awkward scenarios in particular. One of them being when, with Natsuki in one of her index fingers, actually had some icing still on her finger after she had wiped it off from her face because it got caught off on there during the scuffle. There was a little bit more of a scuffle, and then Sosuke decided, you know what, I'm just gonna lick this off of your finger since I'm not supposed to be doing certain things to girls that's playful and they actually like what I'm doing because they actually like me and stuff like that, which then of course gets her into a quandary of, oh, wait a minute, why would you do that? I mean, you should only do that to folks that you like, dude. And he's like, well, duh, I do like you. Why else would I do it? I do like you, doggone it. But the time of that little playfulness and probably a little bit serious moment was cut short because the smoke alarm went off. Because apparently Sosuke did not do what one thing you should be doing in a kitchen when you're done cooking something or anything, which is clean up. Yes, you must clean up afterwards. That means clean out the stove if you're using it, clean out the oven if you've been using it. You just got to clean up everything, keep it clean. That's part of everything. Even in the industrial industry, in the commercial industry, they do that every night, or rather they're supposed to. But anyways, moving forward, they get things under control. A little argument thereafter, of course, blah, blah, blah. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, blah, blah, no, you, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, moving on, they move on to the icing, to which they were able to do different types of things with it. They had different nozzles and different stencils to do different things, to which they decided to make the frosting or the icing special, which is the theme of the literature club, which is basically write poetic words on each cupcake, and then people actually decide which cupcake they're going to grab based on the word that they like. Sosuke came up with that and proposed it to Natsuki, to which Natsuki was like, I was expecting you to say something more stupid. I'm less like, are you kidding me? It's like, that's how you feel about dudes? You just want them to say something stupid so you can sound smart? That is beyond childish. Go in the corner. Go in the corner. Anyways, moving on. They managed to finish everything, and she asked if Sosuke can take the cupcake because then he and Sayori could carry them together. And of course, Sosuke would have to play security guard so Sayori doesn't eat one. And I'd say probably make sure he doesn't eat one himself either for school the next day. As Natsuki was heading out and on her way, to which Sosuke was walking her out, Sosuke mentioned, hey, I actually wanted to spend more time with you. To which Natsuki felt the same. Natsuki getting quite emotional with it, got pretty close to Sosuke, almost trying to go in for the second win, if you will, which I'm assuming would usually be a form of osculation. But that was cut short because Sayori showed up. She was probably looking outside the window, seeing how the situation was escalating between the two of them, and then was like, oh no, I can't do this. I know I said no, but I can't. I love this guy. You know, stuff like that. But anyways, that's where we last left off. So that's where we're going to pick up right at that awkward moment. So with that, let's bring everything up and let's see where this goes. Okay. We ready? All right, here we go. Hi, Sasuke, says Sayori. Sayori, just now you weren't. It's okay, Sasuke, replied Sayori. I just stopped by to say hi. Girl, no, you didn't. Quit lying. Quit lying. You should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Aw, really? Replied Sayori. That's too bad. Yeah, well, replied Natsuki. I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Jeez, she just went like the masses. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room, replied Sayori, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, replied Sayori. And how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. Folks, do not be deceived by this. Look at them tears that's in her eyes right now. That is total BS. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. Girl, you gotta fight through that. I'm no expert when it comes to this mental health stuff, but you gotta fight through that. You gotta fight. That's all that matters to me. Oh, there's a lot more that matters to you. Why am I feeling this way, Sosuke? Asked Sayori. You need to see a professional. I'm supposed to be happy for you. You need to see a professional. Why does it feel like my heart's splitting in half? You need to see a professional. It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true, Sosuke, said Sayori. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I would not trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But, interrupted Sayori. Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Sosuke, says Sayori. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that... Paused, Sayori. That I might like you more than you like me. Sayori. It's true, isn't it? Replied Sayori. I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Sosuke. I like you so much that I want to face deletion. That's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? In this moment, buddy, the best thing for her is you get her to a psychologist, a counselor, or someone who deals with mental health. That's what you need to do. That's what's best for her right now. Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your feelings, I know what you need the most right now. And that's what I'm going to give you. Because this is the Natsuki route, and not the Sayori route, you know what we're going to do. And honestly, just because a person may be suffering this and everything, if the feelings toward a person who's suffering from this is not true in relations to this, which I'm talking about the romantic level, the domestic partnership level, do not select this when you want to try to help someone. It's like, get them the help that they need. All right, here we go. You'll always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise I'll help get things back to the way they were. I, replied Sayori. I see. Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression. Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? Asked Sayori. I should write a poem about this. Sayori. It's okay. This is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just wanted to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Sosuke. I'll trust you with anything. Anything at all. So, Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. And she screams. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Sayori! I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend. And I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Sosuke! Boasts out Monica. You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. Early is on time is late. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you, says Monica. Yeah, she overslept again. That bozo. You'd think that on days that's important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Giggled Monica. You should take a little responsibility for her, Sosuke. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do, replied Monica. I'm the club president, after all. But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. Only by opinionated observation, not by fact. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so. Don't worry, replied Monica. I probably know a lot more than you think. What? Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, replied Monica. I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during the practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. This is getting very concerning. Get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything you said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. You might want to go to Sayori with a mental health intervention team. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Sosuke? Calls out Monica concerningly. What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori. So, well, all right, replied Monica. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, calls out Monica. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? Should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or wake her up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things would be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock at the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a happy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Well, knowing how the story goes and to be able to unlock everything and whatnot and get the proper ending, we're actually going to stop it here and we're actually going to jump back over to the first poem And this basically ends the Natsuki route, and next we're going to go for the Yuri route to get everything unlocked from there. So with that, as a quick recap, as usual, when you're dealing with someone who has some mental health issues, get professional help. Call a crisis hotline or some type of anti-harm or anything. Just get any type of mental health professionals involved for stuff like this. This is stuff that's really out of our control, and it needs professional assistance in that regard. In the case of Sosuke and Natsuki, hey, if they develop feelings for each other, great. Those feelings just need to be pure. That's the thing about it. They cannot be engineered. They cannot be fabricated. Any relationship involving platonic and even especially intimate, they have to be pure. They have to be of proper morality. Otherwise, all it's doing is just exploiting each other's kindness. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching this video this time around. If you like what you saw, maybe consider leaving a like. And if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing and activate notifications so you can be informed of the next productions to be released. And until next time, happy mixing, everyone.